Welcome to the Academy. Please take your seats.
everyone, and welcome to Dragon Age Children of Thedas. We are here, and we are ready to play some games. Yeah! Woo! Now we should start with 10 retweets. We do. We hit 10 retweets to start. Thank you so much. Before we get started, everyone, please check out the messages that the bot will currently be spamming at you. Over there's all of our social links, all of the places you can go to support us, like Patreon and merch and all that sort of stuff. All of our sponsor information and all of the places you can get 10 to 15% discount using our special codes. A big thank you to Bird and the Storm Publishing and Mage Hand Press who make the stream possible. Thank you very much, everyone. They're our main sponsors. Let's go around and say hello to everyone, starting with our wonderful DM, Alice. Oh, hi!
Oh, hi! Sorry, I'm not getting sick, I swear. So if I mute a lot in this, it's because I don't want to sneeze over all of you. But oh, hi! I'm White Rabbit Pick. That's where you can find me on Twitter. And I am your DM for today. Now, I'll explain a bit more about the session after we've said hi to everyone. Am I doing that bit? I can't tell. Do you want me to do that, Scrat? I'm going to do it. Hang on. Ably! Hi! Oh, hi.
Oh, hi. I'm Emily. I play Hulra the Canary. She's this buff wizard that do the magic. She has a little bit of anger issues, but it's fine. She has her heart in the right place. She's just great. Everyone loves her, probably. Yeah.
Awesome, thank you. Then we're gonna hop down to Jeff. Hi, Jeff.
I always forget where my mute thing is. Hey everybody, I am Jeff Ellis. You can find me on Twitter at Many-Eyed Monster, where I write RPGs and RPG supplements. I play Harbeck Uthkarok, who is a goth dwarf who's old and tired. And has just stumbled into an ancient city that he has been looking for a very long time. So it's going to be an interesting day. He also has an ancient magical artifact that's totally chill. Everybody loves this thing. It's definitely not dangerous, and we're all just so happy to have it here. Thank you so much.
Awesome. Thank you. Nassim, our resident dwarf grandma.
Hi, I'm your grandma, Harvey, played by Nassim, and feeling a lot of guilt, a feeling she's not used to feeling, but she's feeling some guilt this episode, so that's going to be fun. And if you don't already know, I'm also on the Venture Maidens podcast, and then find me on social media at Nazgul. Cool.
Awesome, thank you. And then we're going to hop over to our nopiest character, Avery.
Hello. Yes, I am Avery. I play Nara. Nara ... maybe according to the Zoom chat. Yeah, she can't really nope out of this one, I think, but she's gonna give it her best, and we'll see how it goes. I know that she's going to be having a sweet nap, so that's all I know.
You can't sleep through the backstory stuff, okay? I know you've been neoing your way through this entire campaign.
Watch me. Watch me. I will dodge all of these backstory bullets. Alice, you have to try harder.
Oh, that is a challenge. Done.
No, what have I done? What have I done?
Last but certainly not least, Scrat.
Hi, I'll be playing Guzgird Duke, and Guzgird's a younger dwarf, one of the nobles. Well, he was one of the nobles. There's been hints at stuff that went on at home that may not have been so good, but he's a noble that wears a cos tattoo. He feels like the only place he's better than people is in the ring. But otherwise, just feels like actually he's probably been he's feeling pretty annoyed. What the hell are we doing in Kalsharok? We went through the damn mirrors which should have been left to the elves, then decided to brave the Fade for a bit like some kind of damn mages. And now we're here in Kalsharok? Well, whoop-de-doo. We're gonna get eaten by Darkspawn or something.
Guzgird is so done with all of this. He's like, why am I here?
Reasonable, honestly.
And as So to chat, we're going to do a Lady Blackbird-esque kind of session where we're really going to delve into the role play and the backstories of these characters, because they're basically all of them almost dead anyway. So I feel a refreshment scene is kind of what they need. This is also basically all the PCs are half dead as well. Ariana is taken a lot of damage, and Terrail and Trouble are missing. So at the moment, everyone is so upset about that. I'm sorry. At the moment,
No, you're not. No, you're not. Sorry.
back. It's fine. At the moment, we are in the ruins, or not even the ruins, just the abandoned city of Kalsharok. It's very dark. It's, especially to the dwarfs, it feels grim, but there's something about it that's very homely and very beautiful and magnificent, especially with the scale of these buildings, these carvings. And no, Grim is not here.
Tim, he's here.
So, you've all sort of realized you need to take a rest. Ariana is looking terrible. She has a huge wound in her side, which has been patched up and stabilized, but she needs to rest. Terrail is gone.
I think realizing this, we're in Kalsharok now, right? One of the old Tigers.
Huge.
You were completely
Yes.
frozen for
Right.
everything you just said.
I know, I know. It chose the perfect time. You are in Kalsharok.
I think Guzgid will probably clear one of the nearby houses. Just open the door and make sure there's nothing in there and make sure it's safe.
Yeah.
Or it's safe enough, at least.
You can open one of the doors and you can see it's been abandoned. Things have been taken. You assume anything that was of worth, material worth, or something precious to someone is all gone. Tables have been upturned. You can see Darkspawn have been here, but they don't seem to be in the area at the moment. But as you sort of try and push the door open, it's quite stiff. You think there's something behind it. But
Well, hey, am I inside or am I pushing the door open?
you're pushing the door open. You can see through this door. And you can, after a few pushes, almost fall in. And you can see that there is an upturned table and some rubble behind the door.
This looks clear, and it's got a door, so it'll do to, rest up.
Yeah, all right. Everybody inside. Nara, Harvey, can you two scout out the rest of the building? Make sure, see if we have any other exits. If we need them, make sure it's actually clear.
Harbeck,
Yeah.
look at Nara. She's dead on her feet. I'll scout.
All right, yeah, fair point.
Yeah, I think you look at Nara and like she's like blinking to keep her eyes open.
Bit more of me and you time, Harvey.
Sounds fine. Just fine.
Goody.
And Alia comes in, sort of helping both Nara and Ariana. Particularly Ariana, as she is dead on her feet. And lays down to see to her. This is the first time the whole group are not together for such a long amount of time. Terrail is gone. Is gone. But you did see them head this way. That's good. Who would you like to speak to?
Guzgid probably wouldn't at first. He's just gonna simmer somewhere for a good while. He'll scout the building and do the things that need to be done to make sure that everyone's safe. I suppose whilst we're scouting with Javier, we probably wouldn't talk much because that kind of belays the point of scouting, right?
Harvey would want to address the group before going off and scouting. So everyone, it probably wasn't the smartest thing to do to leave Terrell by himself, but frankly, I didn't feel right letting him come down with us into an unknown place. We didn't know if you guys would be okay, and frankly, I didn't think it'd be helpful for him to see you guys if you weren't alive. So, but I take responsibility for his disappearance now, and I'm gonna make this right. He's the baby, and I should have known better. I'll go find him now.
Well, you don't have to find him alone. We're all in this. I think we all had a part to play in this sort of screw up.
Harvey, look at the state of us all. I think you made the right choice. It's not your fault that some arsehole decided to step in. You're not to blame. The person who kidnapped him is.
That's true. If Terrell had come with us, he might not have survived.
I appreciate everyone's understanding, but I wanted to make sure you knew that I don't take this lightly either, and I take full responsibility, so thank you.
I just want to address that I was also there. And I agree that we made the right decision. If he came to the Fade, he might have not been able to leave the Fade. At least we know he's alive now, and we will save him.
Yeah.
I appreciate your positivity, Haldra.
You know me.
Yeah, no, just find somewhere to sit. And, yeah, it's honestly fine. We'll find him. We'll make this right. Honestly, if... He kind of sits there forever. It's like, honestly, if I hadn't been tricked in the first place, we never would have had to worry about the mirrors or the Fade. So I think all of us have some burden to bear.
Yeah, or if, like, elves didn't make weird mirrors that transport people across great distances or whatever. There's a lot.
We
No,
didn't
it's
just
not.
running
that-
into them willy-nilly. That would also
It's
help.
not.
Okay, well, we charged into it to go save our friend. I don't know about willy-nilly.
Can we stop pointing fingers towards everything and just try to fix stuff instead? Focus on the solution, not the problem itself.
All right, but I'm just saying,
Okay, all right, well,
sometimes, like, problems can be avoided if you just take stock of your past mistakes, and there was a whole enclave there full of elves and us dwarves and you, Older. We just went charging in, and we may not have been the best people for the job. All I'm saying is, sometimes when you've got something in front of you, this is strange coming from my mouth, sometimes it's not always best to just charge in.
yeah, well.
Hilra laughs at that.
That being said, and I think she kind of glances at Alia for this one. And I was like, I am thankful you did. I don't know what I
Yeah,
would've done.
well, unfortunately, we are all, in this together, kids. So we're gonna get to Rail, and we're gonna get trouble, and then we're gonna go back. And I guess once we go back, we're also gonna like save the world and stop the blight or something. I don't even know if we ever actually get to rest again after this, honestly. We're not exactly rushing back to, the baths again or whatever, but as long as we know everybody's okay, I think it'll be fine.
Oh, I'm sure you'll be fine. You hated that pampering anyway.
Yeah, I don't need that stuff. Oh my god.
Yeah, we prefer to rough it out, so.
Yeah, we're tough.
Nara, who was already squinting because it was like just pure exhaustion, squints more.
Harley, so
Alright,
comes
well.
up to you, is just like, lay down. Just
All right, well, all you old farts hurting for a rest, go ahead and take a nap. I'm gonna go do some scouting.
Awake for 2 days. As he's out.
I'll let you lead, Harvey, and I'll take rear.
You can, if you wish. You can either... Are you scouting out the building, or are you stepping out?
I kind of want to... Well, let's scout the building first. And then after it's been cleared, I'll go out and around and check for any clues outside too.
Okay. First of all, we've hit 10 retweets. Did I hear that correctly, Scrat? Okay. So, Guzgid 1, Nara 2, Harvey 3, Holdra 4, and Holbeck 5. Let's roll this.
If I could do the Hunger Games whistle, I would.
2. Nara is asleep right now, so she can get it in a minute. But could you roll me a D100, please?
Snooze.
You're gonna get it now.
Snooze.
It's a magic
Nara,
mirror.
you're
Take
trinket.
it to another But yes, you
Wow.
can scout the house, and it's empty. There's nothing in here. There's no sign of darkspawn or anything like this. This place looks like it's been, as I said, abandoned, ransacked even. You can hear some sort of chattering outside of the house, but you suspect it's very far away. But this home seems to be very much secured. It looks like the only door in is the one you came through.
Is it one level?
It is 2 levels. You can go up the stairs.
Yeah.
It looks like the upper room is more storage.
Is there a window up there? I want to try to climb up to the roof.
Yeah, you can climb up to the roof easily, I'd say. You've lived in Orzammar, you know places and things like that. And you can climb up onto the roof and look out over Kalsharok. This is the place Grimm said he had been. And it is empty, it is dead. But the carvings, the buildings themselves still stand tall. It's not like they've been knocked to the ground as much as there is no life here. It still stands.
Yeah, it's pretty much a ghost town here now.
Strange, isn't it?
Do you hear that? Do you hear that faint chatter on the wind?
No.
Listen. And I want to listen.
Listen.
Fucking listen, man.
You're being told by your grandma. And you hear almost like a scurrying, and sometimes you would have heard that in the lower parts of Orzammar as you would head towards the deep roads. You can suspect there's something moving nowhere near close to you. It's almost like an echo far away.
Mm-hmm. Can I sense at all from like what general direction?
It seems to be further into Kalsharok, if not the other side of Kalsharok.
Okay.
And it is a familiar sort of pattern. You can probably guess it's Darkspawn. It would also be an educated guess for that, considering what happened here.
Okay. Well, maybe if you can't hear it, I think we're not totally alone here, so we have to make our presence very small.
Yeah.
And spend little time here.
Strange, isn't it? Treating the capital damn city like one of the deep roads.
I feel like it's barely been a week and this whole goddamn place has gone to hell.
Well,
Everywhere we go, it's been run over.
do you think Orzammar will be the same?
It'll take a long time before it becomes the same again.
Yeah.
Was that your home? It was, wasn't it?
Yeah. We stayed in Orzammar. It's the only reason we got bumped up, to be honest, was because when the noble houses in Kalsharok fell, we filled the void. Well, my father did anyway.
Well, it's good that you're still around. You can help bring it back to its former glory.
Yeah, we'll see.
The world has survived one blight before. We just need more people like you and me.
Yeah.
We'll come through it again.
Did you serve down in the deep roads, Javier?
Well, not myself personally, but my husband helped a lot. He fought and he led his own army, but I couldn't go there to help him.
Some high accolades.
Well, not me personally. My husband kind of brought me out of the dumpster, if I'm being honest. I wouldn't have been able to show my face anywhere again if it wasn't for him.
Were you a noble hunter or something?
No. We just had an interesting little romance, you know, one century ago when I was a young little thing.
Century ago. You must have seen a lot change in that time.
I certainly didn't expect to see another blight.
Who did?
Sure makes the past feel like it was worth about nothing, but you can't think like that. Otherwise, why keep going forward?
You know the thing that surprises me the most? Is the humans, and the elves up top, and all the rest of them, you know? Like, it seems like just a year can pass, and they're like, oh great, well the blight's cured, no more blight ever again, like... I mean, don't get me wrong, I didn't expect another blight, but at least we know that there's always darkspawn deep down.
We're in it, that's why. We're literally in the trenches.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, I don't know about you, but it makes me feel more important. They should take a lot of our wisdom. We've seen more. We've lived more.
Well, hopefully we can make good with the Emperor and make good on that.
Oh man, I completely forgot about him. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. Lots of Well, we shouldn't...
Memory's not what it used to be. As long as I keep carrying this weed around with me, man, I know it's not gonna help. It's just downhill from here.
Well, you do just fine, I think. We should probably get down off this rooftop, though. Keep ourselves boxed in.
True.
Give people time to rest. I could use a rest myself.
Well, let's head on down. And we enter the house again.
Yeah, you can climb off of this roof. I won't make you roll for that, don't worry, good kid. And you can climb back into the house and head back down the stairs. Are you securing the front door, or are you just watching, effectively?
I believe Harbeck would definitely be in the process of securing the main entryway as that conversation was happening.
Yeah, there's rubble and also bits of the table and stuff that you can use to prop up or secure or however you see fit to do. Good. Is there anyone else you would like to speak to before you rest? It can be more than one person. You're not restricted. It's not.
Well,
PC link as well.
yeah, I think I'd probably just head over to Ufkarak on the door. Yeah, there's another exit on the roof if we need to get out in a hurry, so you can really reinforce this thing if you need to.
All right. Yeah, I think I'll do that. He's actually kind of just standing at the window nearest the door, kind of just looking out into Kalsharok, and on a like dusty old table is the cube. It is not on his person. He has kind of set it aside, and he is just looking out into the darkness of Kalsharok.
You ready to start talking about that damn thing yet?
I mean, honestly, I told you damn near everything I know about it. They, some rival family, some, Orzammar politickers, got sick of listening to me shout about Kalsharok, had me kidnapped and thrown into the dark road, or into the deep roads. I assume, knowing knowing my family, any Uthkarok who doesn't think that I died down there now thinks that I'm castless and probably wish that I had died down there. So I don't know. I woke up in a tag, surrounded by darkspawn with no weapons, no armor, and a couple dead dwarves who
Shit.
had markings on them that were not from Orzammar, and beside them was this cube, and he pointedly doesn't look at it. He says, I don't know. Originally, it was just curious. Picked it up, heard some kind of whispering, thought it was probably Darkspawn. And then it really was Darkspawn.
That's pretty tough of you to get through the dark roads like that. At least I was officially exiled, with weapons and armor.
Well, I think I would have preferred weapons and armor, honestly. Because, I don't know, the cube spoke to me, filled me with some kind of power. All I really remember from that whole experience was bits and pieces of Darkspawn burning. And then eventually, I was on the surface. And that was decades ago. It was the last time I was under the stone, and kind of looks up into the darkness that is like any dwarven ceiling, essentially. I was hoping we could find Kalsharok and save the people here, bring them back to Orzammar.
Well, hell, I liked the idea of finding Kalsharok, but not like this.
Yeah, I don't know if there's going to be a lot of saving to be done, but my number one priority right now is finding Terrail in trouble. Figuring out what the heck it is that took him. Did you see that hand? Came through the fade. It's the size of Terrail's whole body. Looked like it was made out of stone.
Think it was one of the old works or something?
That was my first thought, yeah. some kind of golem. But if it was, then I assume that would mean someone's either. I mean, someone has to be controlling it, right?
I guess I didn't really. I mean, I'm quite young. Okay, I've only heard stories.
Oh, well, I saw them in the first blight. Those things will cut through an army of darkspawn. Pretty damn impressive, honestly. But it's supposed to be lost to the Tigers. I assume someone out here must have found some manner of activating them or controlling them, or hell, I don't know. Maybe old Carradin's still out here just surviving in all of this.
Maybe.
Get some sleep, Dukin. I'm gonna secure the doorway and keep an eye on everybody for a minute here.
You want I should get rid of that thing for you?
You know, I got rid of it multiple times now. It always comes back. And I don't think anybody's going to be able to get rid of it except for me. And I'm not really sure how I'm going to do that just yet. But I appreciate y'all keeping an eye out. I know it's caused everybody here a hell of a lot of trouble.
All right, I'm gonna get some rest.
Yeah, all right. And I think Harbeck's probably going to spend most of, I say the evening, but who knows? Just really like securing the main like front door, with the exit to the roof being kind of like their main fallback if they get attacked.
Yeah, and you're up against other buildings as well, so Harvey would have probably let you know, and goes good that from the roof, all the buildings are pretty tightly packed together, so you can get onto another building. Harbeck, is there anyone you want to speak to? One or two, more, it doesn't matter how many. Or is there something else you would like to do?
I think Harbeck's gonna talk to Arlia because Nara's out. And as he's like kind of secured stuff, he double checks it, make sure it's okay. He walks over to Arlia. He says, "So you and the kid, huh?
Yes.
She snuck off into random tags outside the city? Is that right?"
And Alia sort of smiles a little bit. Why do you want to know? You and Nara may not have any stake in this place. You may not understand it. You, especially, not, and then Nara being as young as she is. But Cal Sharrock used to be something of a symbol. Used to work with the elves side by side back in the days of Arlathan. Elves and dwarfs. Must have been a chaotic time. Nice
I don't know.
No, though.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't exactly have a bright history.
I mean, and she sort of looks around. It's grim. It's
Yeah.
dark. It's cold.
Mm-hmm.
It's rock.
It is, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nice firm stone. Mm.
But I get it. I get why you like it. I get the security, the safety, the fact the sky won't fall.
Yeah, that's right.
It took me a while to convince Nara it wasn't going to fall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of it's generally kind of like a introduction package. Coming up there, you gotta find somebody to really help you just sort of understand all of that. But no,
Yeah.
all this grim work, everything you see here, all of this darkspawn, it's not really what I was talking about. Al Sharak abandoned its alliance with the elves so that it could ally with Tevinter. Kal
We-
Sharak
We all
and the
make
dwarves.
mistakes.
Yeah, that's true. But what this city did resulted essentially in the slavery of your people. Terrail, every other elf servant, a lot of them directly the responsibility of Kal Sharak, a city that I am, or was, desperately trying to save.
Everything has flaws. I mean,
Yeah,
as long as you don't try to enslave me yourself, because I will put an arrow in your back, but
that's
you didn't
fair.
do it. And Nara seems okay here. Don't get me wrong. A sort of gestures back to Idukan, who's in the corner. But you seem okay for Terrail as well. Not many people would take on a young elf boy. Not, well, not almost as his own anyway. You're not treating him like a slave.
Yeah.
And that's nice, refreshing almost.
Yeah, well, I just wanted to say that I think you and Nara, two of you doing, I think it's a hell of a sight better alliance than Kal Sharak and Arlathan ever had. It's mutual and it's personable. It makes a little more sense.
Oh, I know. But maybe learn from others' examples. Just saying.
Yeah, I'm trying. If you ever find a old, confusing artifact surrounded by dead bodies, you know, don't pick it up.
Don't touch it. Yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah, that's my little lesson from me to you.
Would have never thought of it.
Yeah, I know. It's complicated stuff.
Are you okay with it? You were acting rather, or I've heard the others say, you're acting rather strange with it.
Whatever is inside of that thing is also inside of me. And I don't know if it's about the cube anymore, or if it needs the cube anymore, or if it already has its hold on me entirely.
What do you think it is?
I don't know. Something ancient. Something old as the stone. And I think more than anything, it has a lot to do with whatever happened here. I met a, geez. Oh, man. Okay, yeah. That's actually another great lesson. If you ever meet an insane dwarf with red rock eyes in the middle of a tavern who like grabs at you and tells you not to do something that you clearly shouldn't be doing, just don't do that, and that'll probably help you out.
I suppose. Again, it's the whole don't touch it.
Right.
Thing, right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I would.
You're already a far sight better than me, kid. Good job. That is grade A stuff.
I understand this place is important to you. As dark and cold and dank as it is, I get it. Everyone, every race, every clan has a place like this.
What was your place?
Oh, I didn't have a place. I kept moving. I'm sure I will find a place at some point, but at the moment that place is with Nara. I don't need walls, rock, stone, mirrors. I really don't need mirrors.
No one needs mirrors. Oh my, ugh.
Yeah, but I appreciated the place I was in. You have to appreciate great power, otherwise it may be the thing that destroys you. And she sort of taps on the side of her face, and you can see that red lyrium sort of glow slightly.
Yeah. All right. Well, get some sleep. Don't let Nara die.
It is one of my priorities.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wasn't sure. And then yeah, all right.
I'm
Good talk.
gonna go check on Ariana, and yeah, good talk. And she sort of awkwardly, but you can see she's smiling. She's very unsure, but she gets up and heads over to Ariana. Huldra, who would you like to speak to? Ariana is currently passed out. Alia is tending to her. I think Nara is asleep, but you can wake her up. And there are others as well.
I think I'm gonna speak to Guskid. So, where is he right now?
Guzgard will be, he'll have made a small bed, and he'll be, sitting on it. Not sleeping. Just mulling.
Okay, so Holroyce is like slowly walking towards you and sits down next to you. So, I don't think I ever really properly thanked you for releasing me from the chains.
That's alright. Chains are made to be broken.
Probably not everyone would agree to that, but I agree.
Yeah, well, some of those people may not have endured any hardship.
Yeah. I never told you guys, but you were actually, I think, the 5th people that I met on my journey that that I asked to be released for, and all the other people ran away, and and you were surprisingly calm about the whole thing.
Well, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't the chain thing something that your people do to mages?
Yes, as far as I know, it's a thing a lot of races do to mages in general.
Hmm. Well, you see, I'm a dwarf and I'm resistant to magic, so.
Okay. All right. Yeah. That's good. That's good.
Is that what the fate's always like?
I don't know. That was like the first time I physically visited the Fade. They're a bit different in dreams, more hazy, but the demons are always there. There's always a risk with the Fade.
Hmm.
How do you've been outcast from your people? Am I right?
Yep.
What did you do to get thrown out?
Killed my brother.
If you did it, I'm sure you had a good reason.
Well, it doesn't matter if I actually did it or not. Or what the reason was. I killed
So you
him and I was
didn't kill
exiled.
your brother. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, no, maybe. Doesn't really matter.
Hmm.
I'll tell you this, though, if I end up back at Orzammar. I'd quite like to kill my other brother, too.
Oh. Why?
Some people just need killing.
Interesting. Where where I came from, was the only thing I was taught, how to become a warrior, how to kill. And when they realized I had magic, I just saw another potential in me and started to teach me magic. And my teacher got corrupted by a demon and began to slaughter everyone in the area. And honestly, I'm not sure how many she managed to kill. And if I managed to kill someone innocent, it's just a big blur, but in the end, I was the only one that stood up, breathing. And it was easy to point towards the last standing mage. And somehow I managed to get out of there through family.
I can relate to that.
So, and it's only been, it's so unreal. It's only been around a week, I think. Maybe more. Maybe even less.
Time moves funny when you're on the road.
Yeah, Who knows? Maybe we stayed in the Fade for a week.
Oh no! Don't say that. No. Whoa. Is that how the Fade works? Can we just like stay there and come out? Like, how do we even know this is the same blight? How do we even know this is Kausher? Oh God.
I thought you were immune to magic.
Well, so did I, and then I found myself in the damn Fade.
Yeah.
I didn't even know dwarves could go there.
Neither did I. That's really strange. Maybe you guys were the first dwarfs in the Fade.
Will be. Hopefully the last as well.
Yeah. I'm a magic user, and I hope I don't need to visit the Fade again. It's just...
Honestly, I thought it was bad enough on the surface when there's just that space all above you. But then going into the Fade and there's space below you and around you and... Oh, no, it's horrible.
Hmm.
What are you gonna do about your family and your teacher?
Well, my teacher is no more, so to speak.
Well, that's good,
My
That's good, I guess.
Yeah. It's, to be fair, I wasn't very close to, I wasn't really close to anyone.
Oh. I'm sorry about that.
It's... I never felt the need either. It was... I had more important things to attend to. It's always been like that.
Like killing and learning magic?
Yeah. It's what I do. It's what I know how to do. So right now, I don't know what to do. It's just try to stop the end of the world, maybe. I have nothing else to do, really.
Look, I know, Karak talked about us being heroes and maybe being able to save the world, but, honestly, I think our main focus, especially here, should just be to survive. Not become Darkspawn or anything like that. I think we could be heroes just by not adding to the problem.
I fully agree to that.
Mm.
That would be the worst. If that were to come, I would like you to end me before that happens.
All right, sure.
Not that it will.
No, it won't. But sure thing. I'll do that as long as you promise the same. If I turn into one of them things, you suck all the blood out of my body and put it somewhere cleanly and safe.
That's not how it works, but sure.
Okay. Although I am resistant to magic, so you'll have to be careful of that.
I think I can work my way around that.
Good. Now, I've got some nug jerky I've been saving for the last week. Do you want some?
Sure. Does it... I taste it.
I guess it sort of tastes like dried bacon.
Like nug.
Yeah, sort of a bacony sort of flavor. You like give it like a bacon.
How do I like it? I had worse. It takes another bite.
Worse. Damn it! This is the best damn meat you'll ever eat.
What can I say? I have standards. Take my little fan and like.
Look, there'll be a bit of a pause from Guzgid, and then he'll just start laughing. Loudly. Disturbingly loudly. He'll control himself after a minute, but...
I made a joke.
That you did.
I'm getting better at this.
Make it quieter.
Sorry.
She's back out. She's back out.
Look, I should really get some rest, Audra.
Yeah, I can keep watch.
Well, make sure you get some rest too. We got plenty of time here at the moment. It's relatively safe, although as safe as anything is in the deep roads.
I'll keep an eye out and take some. I wake someone up and take a few hours rest.
Yeah, you can wake me in about 4 hours if you want.
Will do.
Alright, see you in a minute.
Huldra, is there anyone else you would like to speak to?
I think I'm good.
She's just like, no, I'm going to sleep.
Hilra is gonna, keep an eye out for enemies.
Nara, you have slept, you have rested. Is there anyone you would like to speak to?
Well, I'd probably speak to Alia first, just because she's there. If anyone else wants to interrupt the conversation towards the tail end of it, you're free to. But yeah, she just kind of slowly wakes up. She just looks around.
Oh, get careful as you sort of try and sit up far too quickly.
She just kind of rubs the wound on her back. How long was I out?
Enough time. Not too much, not too little. You're good.
And I think she takes off the suit jacket, so she's got the shirt on, and she just kind of inspects the cut through it, and she's just like, maybe I can do something with this. It's not bad, is it?
Of course you can do something with it. You're fine. Thank gosh. You have me worried.
I could say the same
Don't
to you.
do that, please. I mean, apparently you all came in here without any knowledge of healing. All of you. And sort of like looks over to Ariana as well. How did you find yourself here?
That's a long story, but you know how I would just kind of walk around Orzammar, see if there would be any word of maybe Mother coming out. Any rumors, anything from surface dwarves outside?
Has there been anything?
No, nothing. But I think she grabs her bow and she takes off the handkerchief, and she just kind of unfurls it and has it straightened out. But somehow, some way, the warden that we met in the Fade had this.
And she sort of holds her hand out to look at it.
Give it to her.
She
Definitely
sort
my
of
father's handiwork.
holds it in her hands and runs her thumb over the embroidery. Then there's hope. Fate, yes, but hope.
Perhaps, I don't know. In times like this, I'm not sure if hope is the best thing to have for this kind of thing, but...
No. And she puts like a hand on your shoulder. It's like, there's always hope. You need it. Everyone needs it. I need it. Like, and she sort of reaches up and touches the red lyrium sort of on the side of her face again. She's like, it's sometimes it's all we have. And we hope to get to Railback. We hope to find that dog. Did you see what they've done to its face? Did you see those markings on its face? I've never seen that before. But
If when we find trouble again, I'll make sure to mix something up. I mean, painting a dog in leather armor isn't that different to painting a textile, surely.
that would be good. I mean, he looks constantly surprised.
Well, I suppose maybe it can catch the enemy off guard.
It caught me off guard. For sure. But
How are you?
I'm fine. You know me. There's nothing wrong.
Yeah.
I'm fine. I'm a bit.
I hand up towards the lyrium.
And her head drops a little bit. She's like, it hurts, but like a headache. Nothing else. It's fine.
Can I kind of just tilt her head over? Can I see that it's gotten bigger?
Yeah, you sort of tilt her head and you can see it's run down to about where the bottom of her ear is, around her neck. It's fine. I can go back to the clan. I can see if, you know, we're doing something with it.
Nug.
Wild Nug. Can't eat this one, it's good. It's fine. I thought I heard whispers once, but that's it. In the Fade. But that could have been the Fade.
Do you remember anything from the Fade? Save for after we found you.
I remember waking up there. I was high up, but I could walk down. And I remember being lost. I remember being scared. I thought I saw you and I followed it. It wasn't you. And then I saw again that wolf. He led me to a clearing. He told me to be silent, to be quiet. He didn't seem as terrifying as he did before. And I don't remember. I don't remember something. I remember because I wasn't quiet. I thought I saw all of you. I thought I saw you, and I shouted your name. And then it went very dark. And then you were waking me up, surrounded by all of these Grey Wardens. I don't know.
Well,
but I'm out now, so it's fine.
We found you.
Exactly.
I'm sorry I wasn't there for you when you were there. Sorry I wasn't there for you when you woke up in Orlais. No doubt that waking up among a bunch of strangers must have been terrifying too.
Nara, we don't have to be at each other's side all the time. You don't have to protect me from every little thing. We know we have separate paths to walk as much as they are alongside each other.
Yeah. It's just... You're all I've got.
And she reaches out and grabs like both your hands and she's like, then focus on what we're going to do after this. Something nice, though, not something, you know. And I promise I'll stop sending you messages by Nug. I'll actually come to you this time. I think something ate that one anyway.
That wouldn't surprise me. Oh, goodness.
Will you stay with me afterwards?
Of course.
Go somewhere else. I don't know where. But somewhere.
Oh, yeah, of course. You don't have to ask.
I'm just checking. I know as much as you say you're fine with the open sky, I've seen you twitch. I've seen you breathing increase when you see there's no stone over your head.
I can't hide anything from you, can I?
No. She says that quite frankly. No. And there's nothing wrong with that.
It still frightens me, but
This,
there is
and she sort of
everything.
points up, frightens me.
Well, know that I'm here with you, and I'll be by your side just as you were. You've always have been whenever I had to face the open sky. Though I will say that now the sky is a little less terrifying, a little more thrilling, I suppose. Exciting.
I'll try transfer that feeling across to
It's a bit
this.
difficult. And I think she takes out that tiny little sewing kit that she's got and sorts through it, and it's just like, what do I have? And she'll pick out like just kind of a very dark grey thread and start sewing up this black material. And it's like she's very deftly working, and she starts incorporating this slash into a shoulder design, like an embroidered design.
And Alia stands. Says, I need to check on Ariana.
Yeah.
I'll be back in a moment.
Don't forget about yourself as well. Make sure you get some sleep too.
It's like, oh, I'm sleeping after this. And she
Thank you.
bends down and kisses you on the forehead and then walks over to Ariana.
Yeah, now I'll sit there and just work on a little pet project now. Oh, Alice. Alice. Oh no.
God,
There she is.
my back. There we go. Okay. And
Alice.
is come back. Is there anyone you would like to speak to? And if not, would anyone like to do this as a group thing? Nara, is there anyone you'd like to speak to?
Yeah. Yeah, if anyone wants to talk to Nara now, that'll be a premium time. But
No one
otherwise,
wants. Oh, go ahead.
No, you go.
I was gonna say if no one has any more individual scenes they'd like to do, I was gonna address the group again.
Okay. I might have a quick word at Harvey, if I could. Just a quick word. Yeah. If she's awake and kicking.
Yeah, she's just looking by the windows, checking everything out every once in a while.
Yeah, I think she doesn't really look up from her sewing. And she's kind of like, Harvey,
Hey, kid.
how are you faring?
Oh, I'm fine. I had a nice
on
little
to
smoke
anything.
break a minute ago, so I'm just where I need to be.
I'm fine. That seems to be a phrase everyone seems to be throwing about, but I'm not sure how much truth is behind it.
What's on your mind?
There's a lot of things, but I guess I want to say thank you, for one. When we were in Olay, if it weren't for you unlocking that door, if it weren't for you in general, I suppose, I don't know if we would have found. She tilts her head towards Alia.
Oh, well, You're welcome. You seemed in distress, and poor thing was being, I don't know what was going to happen to her. I don't even want to imagine it, but I'm glad we got her out. I'm glad the two of you are together again. Nothing warms my heart more than seeing love blossom.
She blushes a bit at that, and she's like, though your methods are a little unorthodox, I have to say I was very impressed by the way that we got in there. You're very... I suppose what I'm trying to say is that, forgive me if this is a little maybe insulting, but you are a duster, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. I suppose I have to say, I just want to say that I'm impressed, I guess. It's one thing to survive in Dusttown. It's another thing to survive in Dusttown as a rogue, especially for as long as you have. You don't get to your age to that. No offense again, but you don't get to that age without being good.
Well, that's, I had a big help in that, and you're absolutely right. I wouldn't have made it if it wasn't for, well, my husband. I was pretty much at the end of my rope, and he was more or less my knight in shining armor. As a matter of fact, I think it's about time I share that story with everyone. Seems like everyone needs their spirits raised a little bit, so. And who knows if I'll get another opportunity after we face whatever we're about to face after, so. I don't know if I'll ever get to share my story, so let's do it now.
But before we do, can we just... Would it be possible for you to teach me? I know my way around a bow, but sneaking haven't been taught, and it would be good to learn from somebody.
Oh yeah.
Not now.
I will. But... I've got no kids of my own. I gotta get some legacy going somewhere. We'll create a nice little thief out of you.
It's a legacy I'd be proud to share.
That's right. Anytime. We'll start working on locks.
I look forward to it.
Me too. And yeah, she wants to gather the group together and talk about pretty much her past, where she came from. We're talking about being a duster dwarf, growing up, thieving, and she is definitely stoned at this point, so it's way more dramatic than it probably was in reality. But she's like, yeah, I was one of the best thieves in the town. People asked me to get things for them, and no one knew my real name. I had a name for every village, and eventually there was a battle raging between two dwarf tribes, and I was caught once stealing in one of their towns, one of their makeshift towns of the army, and I became their prisoner, but we struck up a bargain where I would start working for them and taking out some of their enemies because I was just the best. And she became essentially a hired or really indentured servant, but an assassin. And started taking out higher ups and generals of the enemy's army, and eventually got caught by that army, which her husband was working for and controlling a group or whatever, but I don't know army terms, battalion of his own. What do you call them? Yeah. And they got along in prison. He was her main guard, and he visited every once in a while, and they chatted things up and fell in love, and they were attracted to one another's wit. And essentially he helped her escape, but in doing so he kind of tainted his own image, and so he wanted to start fresh somewhere else, and became like a general in a new tribe. And I erased my identity and became someone new, and my name was forgotten, and the legend became like a fantasy, a fairy tale. And she had a very much housewife kind of living in existence for the next few decades until the first blight came and took her husband away. And after that, she just kind of went back into her old duster dwarf rogue days, of just trying to fuck shit up for the fun of it because her love is gone. Why not? And yeah, wants to experience other people's drama and excitement and love and heartbreak because she feels empty inside.
I think after that, if she just kind of falls into that kind of depressive kind of tone, I think Nara will come up and just kind of give you a hug.
But don't feel sorry. I had a wonderful love story and it stays with me every day as long as I remember and think about him. And yeah. I hope you all have something like that too. Without the having to erase your past and everything.
At the end of Harvey's riveting love story, sort of unprompted, Harbeck just says to himself kind of out loud, I miss trouble.
Oh. Well,
I did too.
he's doing your job for you. He's protecting that little boy. He's being a good boy.
He is. He just, I can just, and Harbeck looks at Gersgerd, I just give him any old command. He just follows it because he understands what I'm saying. When I just say it plain as day, this is very smart.
Yeah, all right. The dog's pretty smart.
Yeah, there it is.
We're sharing our pasts and things, and I guess y'all should know that when we get back to Orzammar, I probably won't be pretty welcome. I was exiled for killing my brother.
Nara's eyes kind of look up at that.
Wait, what? Which of your brothers did you kill?
Why?
I was exiled for killing Trian.
Okay, well, yeah. That does make sense. Trian was kind of a bastard.
Yeah, well, Balin's a bastard too.
Balin? What? Balin's great. That kid used to run around all the time just doing stuff. What's wrong with Balin?
Balin's a fucking prick.
It's a damn snake in the grass, Harbeck.
What?
I got convicted for killing Trian, but Balin set it up.
Oh.
I thought we had a good relationship.
I thought you two did too.
Suppose that makes two of us.
What are you whispering? Nara? Okay, alright. I've had about enough. What is going on with you two? For as long as I've known the two of you, there's been some kind of like little scritching and scratching at each other.
I wasn't aware that Gizgid was exiled for that. Or that Balin stabbed him in the back the way he did. But, I wanted to say exiled, but the truth is that I ran. But, I essentially denied Balin Idukin something he wanted. And he punished me for it. With an iron fist.
Well,
I would, just to keep things civil and so my mother wouldn't get too much backlash for it, I would go help out with whatever she needed in the barracks or the proving grounds or anything. I would never take part. But I don't know how, but I managed to catch Balin's eye. And at first it was nice. At first he was kind of almost like a lost puppy, I suppose. And it became very clear that he wasn't after just a friendship. But once we realized this, I politely, said that I wasn't interested. And do you know what he said?
Hmm.
You'll come around. You'll come around. And that's when problems started. He abused. I couldn't say a damn thing. I couldn't do anything. It was either I didn't want to put Mother at risk of losing her house, and my father's just a lowborn, and as was I. I was to everybody except for the people who mattered, I suppose. I was a disgrace to the family name. But he started to abuse his authority. He found out where I lived and started sending things to me. And there was a point where I snapped. And I broke his nose.
You broke Balin's nose?
Shit, that was you! I never got out of him how that happened.
Oh, yeah, this whole time he'd never actually come close, I suppose, but he tried to touch me, and I just snapped. I wasn't going to have it. I wasn't going to let it happen. I broke his nose, and he sent his guard after me, and I didn't know what to do. I ran home, and my father was there, and he said for me to stay inside, and he would talk it out. And so that's what I did. I stayed inside and I watched by the window through the curtains. And I couldn't hear what was being said, but my father, just in his daily wear, no weapons, nothing. And he only spoke a few words, and all Balin did was, and she snaps her fingers, which I can't do. And he just snapped his fingers, and they cut him down. An unarmed man protecting his daughter, they cut him down because I lost my temper. Because Balin can't take no for an answer.
At this, Alia drops what she's doing and rushes over and just throws her arms around you and holds you quietly.
Yeah, she sits quiet for a bit.
She casts a glance at Guzgid, but it's not an angry one.
Not your fault, Nar.
Not your fault.
There were rumors that floated around. After I saw what happened, I ran. I did what I'm best at, and I ran. I followed our old tunnel. I looked to look up Alia. I followed our own tunnel, and I left. I left Orzammar. I didn't know what else to do. Mother was on a mission in the deep roads. I don't know if she knows. I don't know if she's still there. I don't know what they did to her. But I would frequent around Orzammar, and I remember all the rumors that were scattered around the surface dwarves on the outside. That Balin was such a nice person and he didn't deserve what happened. That I was just some crazy bitch with a bad temper, but if standing up for myself makes me some crazy bitch, then that's a title I'll wear with pride.
If you didn't run, you'd be dead. There's nothing wrong with running.
Balin's
like
bad
that's all I know
blood.
how to do. I'm sorry for being so hostile to you, Guzgid. I didn't realize that he had done the same to you. I guess I just put all Idukans under the same terrible light.
My father was a good man. I'd rather Balin not be his legacy.
And I'm sorry. She sort of gestures to your face where she punched you. I'm sorry.
It's alright, you punch like an elf.
I swear. And she even lets go of Nara and starts rolling her sleeve up.
Come on, someone had to lighten the mood.
Nara will grab Alia's wrist. It's just like, for your own sake, Guzgid, Don't ever speak to my girlfriend like that. For your safety.
Oh, I was just
She
having a
can
little
harm
fun.
just as well as she can heal, and she just kind of gestures to the face, like the bandages and stuff.
I was just having a little fun.
Alia does chuckle and heads back over to Ariana.
How's she
Good.
doing?
She'll be fine. She's not going to be much use for a while, though.
Sure.
Okay. Needs to rest.
She needs to sleep it off. That's all I can say.
Good. I just want you to know that. And she gestures to the cut across her back. I'm not mad about that at all. The Fade plays tricks on people. We saw Huldra walk out. We saw what was happening to her.
No. I'm sorry I got all snappish when we got out of there.
Yes, that's the part that I was a bit angry about.
Yeah,
I-
well,
I just saw Darkspawn coming towards me, and you know when that battle rage just takes you, and then there wasn't Darkspawn, there was you, and that just compounded the matter. I shouldn't have taken it out on you.
I mean, that's fair. When you're immune to magic and then something gets its little spells in you, it just seems all a little confusing, right?
Yeah,
I
right.
think your preaching of the fact that we're immune to magic has kind of dampened your awareness of it. I don't understand magic either. Ali has tried to teach it to me. Well, not teach it to me, but tried to explain it to me, and it goes right over my head, but...
Does. She sort of looks up at the others.
I appreciate you trying. But I think something to be learned is that you don't have to understand something to respect it. Magic is a very powerful force. It was like that for the Illuvians as well. I didn't understand it all, but I could understand that this is a very sacred place for the Elven. I'm sorry that you'll have to go through there. A place that we don't belong. I was tricked. I don't know who it was, but they saw a weakness in me through Alia and they exploited it. And I fell hook, line, and sinker for it.
I mean, it doesn't have to be all bad. We're standing right where I was going, so got to Kalsharok one way or another. You found Arlia. We're gonna find Terrail in trouble, and we're gonna figure out what's going on with this city and this red lyrium. Figure out. And Harbeck realizes that he just like has not had the cube on his person this whole time or even thought about it, and just looks over at it sitting on the table and he says, we're gonna find out what that is, and we're gonna resolve it.
Yeah, back in the aid. Thank you for choosing us, and I gestured to Harvey and Alia and myself, choosing us over that cube. I saw what you did. Not much.
Yeah,
Not much
well,
escape this night gave.
I lost my hat though. That's the thing that really. Eventually, we're gonna have to get out of the. We're gonna leave Kalsharok. We're gonna go back up to the surface. And,
If we find something, perhaps I can make you one.
Yeah, there we go. That sounds nice. Broad brim, big old brim on that.
Thing is, though, while we're down here, you don't exactly need it.
I know, it's wonderful. God, I have something over my head finally.
I think at this point, Nara ties off what she's done of this jacket, and she puts it back on, and what was like a slash across the back, she's now done like a full embroidered design across the shoulder, and puts that on. It's like, if we can find anything that's a little more protective than this, I'll be grateful. But until then, I'll work with what I have.
We'll find something. Something tells me we're gonna find a lot of salvage down here.
Yeah.
Probably work something out. I gotta get something other than this dang maul. And he like holds up his like mace and he's like, "What is this? I hate this thing."
I will be quite honest. It is a bit of an inelegant weapon.
It's not pretty, that's for sure.
Well,
Not
that's
that I would
why.
need it to be pretty.
That's why you never let your axe leave your side.
Okay, well, it was covered in darkspawn blood, and I may have used it to send a Grey Warden on their way, and I didn't really want to carry that with me.
Well, I mean,
Oh.
if you've got no
Thought it would
regrets,
freak
then
trouble up.
you've got no regrets, and you've got no regrets. But if I'd have left that axe behind, I'd be regretting it pretty hard.
Okay, well, maybe I have one regret, and it's that I don't have an axe right now, but ultimately, I think I did the right thing. Probably would have freaked trouble out. I already got. And he unties the Grey Warden, like the piece of Grey Warden cloth on his wrist, and he's like, I used to want to be a Grey Warden. I used to think that maybe fighting the Blight with some kind of, I don't know, immunity to their darkspawn powers seemed elegant. And then when that Grey Warden stumbled out of Orzammar, everything changed. Whole damn world went crazy. He just ties it back on.
I mean,
Now I got a dog.
Yeah. Dog that's kind of brought us all together, huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, if you like, and I'll look to Alia. Does she look okay? Is she rested?
Yeah, Alia's actually,
Yeah.
you can see, is starting to lay down and go to sleep.
Fair enough, yeah. So, I mean, we're in Cal Shirok. Surely there has to be a blacksmith or something somewhere. Maybe there's something left over.
It might be a
Fine.
forge, but I
Weapon.
doubt there's a smith.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I can do things for you though. I was smith cast. I mostly fought, but hell, you don't get to be smith cast without learning how to make things. Good stuff too.
Yeah.
Better than common in a way.
Good stuff. Slightly above common. Not rare though.
There's no need to rub it in, Harbeck. All right, I'm trying to help.
Harbeck says, yeah, we may be able to piece something together. Maybe some kind of sword or something. I don't know. I know that I gotta get some rest, and I know that I can't stay in this house forever.
If you like, you can all rest. I've rested up enough. I can keep watch.
All right.
Hell, I've rested
Harbeck.
too. I'll join you, Nar.
Double watch. Harbeck gets up and he actually goes upstairs. He takes the cube with him and he goes upstairs and sets it down like across the room from him. And he sits down with his back to the wall after sort of like laying out his stuff. And for the first time in a long time, rather than fidgeting with the cube, he takes out a small kind of like not a rag, but like a kind of like I guess silk piece of cloth, and he just starts like cleaning his gear and like making sure that it's like a little better off than it was, and eventually falls asleep.
You all sleep. You're all rested. You wake up effectively what the next morning is, unless there's anything you want to do.
Could I grab a scene with Nara?
Mm-hmm.
Away from the group, that is, we've only discussed it openly.
If you're both on watch anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. So you were a noble, huh?
Only by blood, I suppose. I never really considered myself nobility.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Can you?
I was a smith caste boy who wanted to be a warrior. I know it's not the same thing, but similar.
Yes, I suppose I was a warrior that just wanted to be a seamstress. She just kind of looks around at Kalsharok and is like, all of this is out of my league. I don't know what I'm doing.
Hell, this is out of anyone's league. Don't have to feel guilty about that.
My mother was wonderful and understanding, and she just wanted me to be happy, but she did take me aside and teach me a few tricks. But most of that involves just playing to my strength. Playing to my strength, covering my weaknesses, and exploiting others. Which is a good lesson to learn. No matter whether it's on the battlefield or anywhere, Merchant's Cast is its own bloodbath. That's we managed to avoid most of it. I mean, Orzammar doesn't really care too much about you unless you work with steel or stone.
That's true enough.
Kind of frown. They frown upon people who work with other mediums, but I'd love to see your warriors fight in their full armor without the padded clothing underneath. Everything plays its part, even if it's overlooked.
No, that's true. That's very true. Look, Nara, I know I'm not responsible for Balin's actions or anything, but I still feel bad. I'm sorry about what you went through.
I can say the same for you. I owe you a few apologies.
Nah, don't worry about it. But,
I judged you for your last name rather than you.
Like I said, don't worry about it. Let's, here on out, why don't we make a bit of a truce, huh?
Looks like we got a new friend!
What kind of truce?
Well, I won't snipe at you so much, if you don't snipe at me so much. How's that?
Sounds good, but may I add to that?
Oh?
Perhaps maybe cut back on the elven comments towards Alia.
Okay. That's easy enough.
I think you'll find that once you take a step back and look at it, dwarves and elves are not so different. We both have a heritage and traditions that we hold dear.
Hell, I haven't got anything against elves, Nara. I've never really seen one.
Don't worry. When Alia and I first met, I think all we did was accidentally insult each other. But we're not so different. We all have our traditions that we hold dear to our hearts. And as much as both sides would never admit it, we're both really fucking stubborn.
What? No!
She sits back with her bow. Just kind of thumbs it. But I stand by that. We could learn a lot from each other. The Elven. But we're just too, whether it be stubbornness or fear or whatever, We just refuse to see eye to eye. But I suppose there's history there too.
Well, alright then. Seems like we have a truce, right?
Truce. And she'll hold her hand out for you to shake.
Shake too.
Yeah. So can we make another truce?
What do you got in mind?
If we ever happen to see Valen, can we just beat the ever-loving shit out of him, please?
Balin will be the only heir to my father now. It's not gonna be that easy.
It never is. The caste system and mobility in Orzammar is so complicated.
Yeah, it's pretty stupid. But, if there's ever gonna be a way to remove Balin, it's gonna have to be politically first and then murder later. You heard how Harbeck thinks about him. Don't want to make him into a damn martyr.
Yeah. To be quite honest, I don't think there's much left for me in Orzammar. But if it's ever possible to just go back for a moment, I'd like to go back to her old home. And she kind of thumbs that, I think she's tied that handkerchief back around her bow, and she kind of thumbs that. It's like, I didn't have any time to get anything, any mementos. I have this, and she pats to the sewing kit on her side, and what we found in the Fade, of all places. I guess I'd like to go back and just get my materials, make a livelihood, or something. I don't know.
I
But
won't.
I've survived this long by taking on petty jobs. So I could survive for a bit longer.
I won't be heading back either. I do have a memento, though. There's a small wooden shield in my pack. Got the Idukan crest on it. Father gave it to me when I was exiled. There's no use to me. I don't know how to use a bloody shield. But,
I'm sure that Harbeck can teach you a thing or two.
nah, no point. I like my axe.
And I my bow. She's gonna laze back a bit. Like, well, I'll admit, it does feel like there's a bit of a weight off my chest. I don't like being angry. It's tiring. But unfortunately, it's not really something I can control.
Oh,
And having...
sure it is. Like, you can use it in battle, get real angry, and swing your axe about, feels great. Just don't
just
bottle up
kinda-
the anger, that's the worst thing. You gotta
She
store
just
it.
kind of holds up her bow. Like,
Well, you're okay.
perhaps with your style, but you can't do that when you're working with precision, I suppose.
Yeah, I
think
suppose.
maybe we could. So that's got me thinking. Perhaps we could learn a thing or two from each other's fighting styles. Alia as well. My mother was not the one who taught me how to use a bow. Alia was.
What do you make of Huldra?
Uldra.
You've seen the way
Kinda
she's
glosses
been,
over at Uldra.
like, pulling blood out of people, right? I don't know
I don't
anything
know what
about
to think.
magic, but that doesn't seem normal.
I don't know what to think. I think Alia would be the better person to ask for that, but I only know that blood magic is probably taboo for a reason.
Hmm.
But I'm not sure if it's something that she does I don't know how magic works. I don't know if it's something that she has to do. If it's something that she consciously makes the decision to do.
You know, I was speaking to her earlier. Apparently when she dreams, she goes to the Fade. Can you imagine? Dreaming and ending up there again? Oh,
Can you imagine dreaming?
not really.
Ali's tried to explain it to me a few times and it just never works. I try to understand, but it's just... I can't even imagine it. It's just so strange. But, as for Huldra herself, I like her well enough. I mean, if I didn't, wouldn't have caught her at the bridge, which I need to thank you for that as well. No doubt we both would have fallen if you didn't step in.
Well, we did fall as soon as Harbit got involved.
No, I mean in the Fade.
Oh!
After the demons.
Oh, yeah. Job needed doing, I guess.
I do need to say it again that I'm sorry for how I've treated you.
So, do you want to be a mage or a fighter?
And I'm sorry for the way my brother treated you. I mean, we could go round in circles all night. We got a truce now. Things are all good as far as I'm concerned. Thank you very much, Jake on Gold, who subscribed to Twitch Prime. You can gift a reroll to a player of your choice, or DM.
Yeah,
I mean-
just kind of look back at Alia. Sorry.
Hey, as far as I've got the things I wanted to talk about in this scene
Yeah, I think-
done. So
Yeah, I can't think of anything else either, so I should just look back at Alia, I feel like.
Who is snoring?
Nice to clear the air a bit.
yeah, nice to clear the air.
Love it. Well, of all people to have by my side in battle, I'm glad you're there. Certainly know how to swing an axe. You would have gotten along with my mother.
Well, that's good to know. Maybe we can work on getting along with you next.
I think we'll get there. And she's gonna go off and just still keeping watch, but she's gonna sit next to Alia and just kind of prop her up, so she's like got her head on her thigh, kind of one hand on the bow, the other hand is kind of idly playing with her hair.
Guzgid will stay where he was. He'll eat the jerky.
And the evening sort of rolls over, and as much as there's no daylight, you feel the new day, and you all start to wake. I'm assuming Nara and Guzgid are still awake at this point. And all of you, could you make me a perception check, please?
You said no rolls.
Wow.
You lied to me, Alice. You lied.
Hey, it
would
could be a
hearing
good thing. Yes,
would,
hearing would count.
Hearing the count, sleep. Forgotten how to play this game. Ooh. Ooh.
Guzgid and Nara, you're both awake. You're both very alert. You think you hear something coming, something in the distance. A barking.
No, not the king
A
of
barking somewhere in Kalsharok.
Trouble?
I'll start waking Alia up and anyone else who's still sleepy. So come on, up.
I was, yep, I'm up. And she sort of gradually sort of gets up, stretches, quickly makes sure you're okay, and then heads back over to Ariana to wake her up.
Guzgid will grab a bit of rubble.
5 more minutes.
Guzgid will grab a small piece of rubble, like a pebble, and throw it at Harbeck.
Such an ass.
I think Nara will actually laugh at this.
It's yeah. Oh, is that barking?
Yeah, I hear barking.
All right, okay, yeah. It's time to go.
Barking, Harbeck. It's probably trouble, right?
Yeah, no, yep, yeah,
'Cause
that's right.
There
yeah,
can't be any other dogs in the entirety of the Deep Road, so it's probably trouble.
I would think, yeah. You're explaining this a lot. I'm with you. I was.
I'm kind of talking myself out of it. Maybe we should be on guard.
Oh, Well, yeah, I mean, if we're leaving this building, we should be on guard in general. It's gonna be... it's gonna be crazy out there.
And then Go's gonna walk over and start waking Holder up. There ain't got time for 5 minutes. Someone's coming. Come on.
And Holder is like, when she's trying to stand up, she's just like rolling over and really,
Oh,
really
mood.
not smooth.
Me too. Is Harvey awake?
Harvey is like coming out of a zombie state. She's stiff and like her joints are cold, so she needs to like slowly warm up in order to like move at all. She's like, I need to do my stretches. Hold on.
I'll 5 minutes then.
Nara's gonna step outside and just watch and just have her bow out. And just while everyone wakes up, she'll keep watch, like right at the door.
How is Ariana?
Ariana looks better, just tired now. So all her energy's gone into healing, basically. And she sort of propped herself up. She's just like, ow. Oh, okay. Where's my sword? And starts just feeling around until she grabs the hilt and just pulls it up, and with Alia's help manages to force herself to stand.
Get easy. No fighting for you unless it's absolutely necessary.
Yeah,
Oh,
I think
I
maybe...
I think it's necessary down here. But hang on, where is down here?
Oh, yeah. We made it out of the Fade. We are in Cal Shirok.
We need to learn to tell you these things when you're sitting down.
It's a lost city of dwarves that until probably yesterday was the single most important thing in my entire life. And now I don't know how I feel about it because it gives me the creepies.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. And she just sort of leans up against the wall before, if more than anything. And she looks over, like, is everyone well? Better than me, at least?
Yes.
Good enough.
Okay. Fantastic. She says almost sarcastically, but it's not sarcasm. So, but and looks over to Harbeck. You are well?
Oh yeah, I'm good. I am. And he realizes that the cube is in his pocket. Yeah, I'm good.
Okay. And Harvey, again, with your, as much as you have old bones, you have keen ears, and you hear that bark again. And it seems to be that little bit closer, but it's still quite far. And it's a more sort of a manic bark, not necessarily a sign of danger, more sort of panic.
I'm gonna try quietly. See if I can get that thing's attention, see if we can spot if it's trouble or not. So just from like a crack in the door, she's gonna start like whistling softly and like making little noises to try and attract the dog.
The barking stops. And then you hear like padding footsteps running very, very quickly towards you. And from what looks to be what was an old door, maybe, Trouble crashes through it and stops and looks around. And then upon seeing you, starts barking again. And Harvey, if you're by the door, he's probably going to take you out. In a friendly, loving way.
Okay. Well, I guess she braces herself.
Yeah, and this huge Mabari comes crashing into you and sort of just sits on top of you and just starts licking your face all over.
Oh!
Oh, yeah, she's knocked out. The wind is kind of knocked out of her, but she's like, "Oh, it's good to see you too."
Okay,
And starts
all right,
rubbing his ears and kissing him, and
All right, you're
trying
gonna
to
drown her.
calm
Come on. And and Harbeck just like gets like both like arms around and just kind of like just pulls
Yeah,
Trouble off.
upon seeing you, Trouble jumps up and he's almost got him because he, especially when he stands up
Yeah.
bigger than you,
Mhm.
sort of flumps his two heavy arms over your shoulders as you're holding.
Oh, look at you. Oh my God. I'm so happy you're okay. Oh, yeah. You look, and he's just like giving him all
Yeah,
the
it
like
is
neck
just like all
stretches
the
and everything.
slobber all over the face.
Oh, yep. Yeah. Oh,
What? Is that trouble?
Yeah, there's trouble. Yep, that's right. Yeah, there he is. Yeah.
And as you're like scratching, he sort of winces slightly, and you can just see
Oh.
some dry blood on the side of his neck, but it doesn't look to be bad. It doesn't look like something because he's still happy and bouncy.
Yeah. All right. Attention. Stand at attention. Get off me. Go.
And he sort of like pushes off you and stands down.
All right. Report. What's going on? Where's Terrell?
And he starts barking as if he thinks he's talking to you. It's just a series of barks.
Mm-hmm. And then what?
And starts to pad towards the door.
Okay. You know where he is? You can take him. You can take us to Terrell.
He barks.
All right, everybody. Let's go.
We need to be careful. We need to be quiet. We don't know what kind of state Terrell's in. And for all we know, the moment that anyone sees us coming, they could just and then run.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's a good point. All right, Trouble. Stealth mode.
And he just sort of drops to the floor and starts shuffling.
Stealth mode? What kind of damn pet would understand stuff? Oh, Jesus!
Yeah.
His dog's nose is to the floor as he shuffles.
By the paragons!
Look back at Alia and Ariana. Are you two okay? We're going to okay to head out?
Be good. And Alia puts an arm underneath Ariana and starts almost like Ariana's a lot more movable now. She seems to be holding herself up.
That's good.
All right. I'm
what
gonna
we
take
do
the
now.
lead. I'll be right behind Trouble. Nara, you stick with Geared towards the back. Harvey, you're with me. Holdra in the middle. Arlia and Ariana, I want you to near the middle with Holdra.
Yep.
Keep an eye out, but try not to engage if we get into any trouble out there. Yeah, trouble. All right. And let's go. Keep a ear out for hot rods blaring by at any time. You never know.
They're everywhere.
They're everywhere.
There they go
let's head
again,
out.
ducks. Okay. And Trouble has his nose to the ground. He's snuffling around. And you make your way through Kalsharok. And how in particular do the dwarves feel about this? Because this is to some of you a thing of legend, but some of you have been searching for this and others of you know it very well. Harbeck, how are you feeling about Kalsharok as you walk through?
So we've been kind of like cut off from the overall feeling of Kalsharok because we've been huddled in this one house the whole night. And as we come out into the city and start making our way through this just kind of like desolate, abandoned place, the one thing that really sticks out is the architecture. Whereas Orzammar has these sharp geometric shapes, Kalsharok sticks to that sort of almost Art Deco fantasy combination, but here and there are curves and circles and smoother lines influenced by Kalsharok's time as sort of the main, like the dwarves' main window into the outside world. It used to be this, capital. And so humans and elves used to come here, and their influence is present in a lot of the design and architecture in ways that it's not in Orzammar. Particularly elven touches. And as Harbeck is walking through this, kind of looking at all of it, he's realizing a lot of ways it is everything that he expected it to be, and yet it's none of the answers that he wanted. Because as he's spent time on the surface, he's started to realize that he has different questions. And I think as he proceeds, he occasionally just looks back at Nara and Arlia, and the group in general, and sees sort of the people in his life, and it's the people from the surface, in a way, though so many of us are not, and what it actually looks like when people come together. And so he's kind of focused on that. I think much of the dream of Kalsharok has fallen away, but not from its desolation, more from actually realizing what it really was to begin with. It was essentially a dream that failed due to greed when the dwarves decided to side with Teventer.
And how about Guzgird? How are you feeling about this?
Guzgird had never actually seen Kalsharok, not really. He'd heard a lot about it, but not seen it. He's probably wandering around in Or. He'd only really ever known Orzammar. And, well, this place is has a bit more grandeur, I guess, than Orzammar had. But he's not exactly blown away by it. He's treating it more like the deep roads than a city. Watching his back, looking in the buildings, making sure he doesn't get too overawed, and keeping an eye on Harbeck and the rest of the group.
Anyone else have feelings as they walk through Kalsharok specifically?
I'm just really uncomfortable. Let's be in and out of here as fast as possible. It's a lot more grandeur than I'm used to, than I care for, and it's a ghost town, and those two things combined, I'm real uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Yeah, Huldra has kind of similar feelings towards that, and it's just a pathway that I need to get through. She doesn't know about this legendary place, so she's just like, let's get out of here.
I think Nara's definitely appreciating the architecture. Said that there's definitely the elven influence in it, and I think she'll be able to recognize that quite easily. And I think so she's looking around and taking, I guess, inspiration from that as well. So there's a sense of awe there. There's kind of maybe a sense of being back with the stone, not, but I think there's a moment where she just kind of hits her that the stone isn't her home anymore when she realizes that she misses the sky, which is something that I don't think she ever thought she would feel.
And you walk through Kalsharok, and you can see how the society functioned. And as we said, there is so much elven influence woven in with the dwarven influence here. You see a cracked mirror propped up on one of the sides as you walk through. And as trouble leads you through this this city, this place, you start to see bodies of Darkspawn. Not a lot, almost in dribs and drabs. Dead. The blood is dry. It doesn't look like it's happened recently. And some of them still have weapons embedded in them. Axes, maces. There are handprints left on these hilts of these axes, almost burnt in. As you keep walking through this city, you can see where the forges once were, where the markets, the production, the blacksmiths, everything. As trouble leads you through these towering places, you see here and there, again, you notice Alia look around and see these elven influences. And you get a strange sense that the Darkspawn here seem to have been outnumbered. Whatever came here. The Darkspawn, you notice there are no other bodies. There are no dwarven bodies. There's no elven bodies. There's nothing. Just Darkspawn.
Can I investigate these weapons and see if I can recognize the handprints or anything like that?
Yeah, roll for me.
Is that a perception?
Yes, please.
Ooh.
You look down at these, and the most you can tell is that these weapons are mainly dwarven made.
Mm-hmm. Well, we certainly didn't go without a fight wherever we went.
Yeah.
Yeah, are the rest of you
Where
picking
did
up
we-
on this? Has anyone seen a dwarf body? All I'm seeing are darkspawn.
I mean, how long's
I-
it been? Maybe they've all been cleared out.
By who?
I don't know.
Didn't dwarfs live here?
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, if Orzammar got overrun, maybe the... Nah, I don't know. I mean, who's wielding these axes and stuff?
Yeah.
It's almost like they're just. And can I go to one of these weapons and look at like the burn? Like it's like a burnt handprint on it.
It's roll for me, please.
Perception?
Yes, please.
I'm going to assume there's no hearing.
Yep.
You guys hear
I mean,
that
press your
sword?
ear to it. Like,
Okay,
Hear that
hello?
sword?
18.
You do.
This looks like you observe a few weapons. One of them is almost like a bloodied handprint. Not of darkspawn blood, of, you can assume, elven, dwarven, something blood. And as you look at some of the others, you do see that burn mark.
Looks like we got a new friend.
And then as you look at another weapon, the hilt, it looks like a dwarven hand print seared into it, but there's something wrong with it, as if it is malformed and changed shape.
Something very wrong. Look at this. And I'll get, I guess, good because we were both at the back. Just get over.
Yeah.
And I just kind of I don't touch it, but I put my hand over where it would be just to show that, like, how the difference is.
Yeah, that doesn't look right.
You
Almost
see
burnt in.
darkspawn blood, almost as if it's leaked down the handle from the handprint.
take my hand away, never touching it. This is strange. I don't know what could have happened.
Can I try and figure out what happened here, DM? I've got my cunning military lore skill that I could try and see if there was an ambush or something.
Would like.
I'll look to Huldra as well. So, would you know of any magic that would do something like this?
I can certainly check.
You both,
DM,
yeah, perception for me, please.
do I add, like, if I want to check magic, is it some kind of arcana or something?
Don't think there is an arcana.
Okay.
Magic is a skill.
Yeah,
The magic's a skill.
yeah. If you want to roll that.
What about
Yeah,
Cunning as
Yeah.
well, yeah.
I will.
would cunning evaluation help?
You can
This is
certainly
16. It's
roll
not
it.
too bad.
Nice. Pretty good.
You all are gathered around this weapon, looking at this handprint, and you look over, and Harbeck is just ruffling Trouble's neck, just, oh, I'm so, God, look at you.
You hear
Look
now, I
at-
just kind of go, oh.
Because Kid's doing the math skiff, looking at all the bodies, where they're positioned, trying to figure out what's going on. 17 was my roll.
Yeah.
16 was my roll.
Nassim, were you rolling as well?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
There we go.
There you go, 17. So all three of you sort of spread out and you can look around. And this doesn't look like dwarven tactics. This doesn't look organized. This doesn't look controlled. This looks wrong. And you feel that perhaps the Darkspawn came here and started something, but they met something they weren't expecting, and the ambush turned on them. You can tell from the prints and everything on the ground that there are probably more Darkspawn around. There isn't enough here to have killed the amount you saw going to Orzammar or anything like that. And from your dwarven knowledge, you know they linger. They don't necessarily just all clear out of one area. And Huldra, with the magic you sense, you're not too sure, but you do suspect blood magic.
Do you think there were Grey Wardens here? Is this something that they do?
This doesn't look like Grey Wardens.
Doesn't look like dwarves either. Look, these Darkspawn, they were ambushed. But I've never seen any sort of line, dwarven line that mixes mages with axes on the same front.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think they were dwarves. No, I think whoever attacked them used blood magic of some kind.
Magic, I mean, yeah, if this were a dwarven platoon, there'd be no magic at all.
You're damn
Yeah.
right.
Is trouble taking us closer to that chattering I heard before? Is it getting a little bit more clear?
You can probably hear some of it, but it's more all around rather than in a specific place. And with your experience, you can probably think it's some wandering Darkspawn.
Mm-hmm.
Not
Okay.
looking for you, not looking anything, you know, they're not looking for something. They're probably lost, if anything. And they're from the distance you're at, you can probably hear one or two, maybe even three, but at different angles. Like they're wandering the city
Hmm.
rather than seeking you out.
All right, well,
These guys are all over the place.
Keep an eye out. Yeah.
Let's keep going.
Yeah, let's keep going. Come on, Trouble.
And Trouble, sort of, you can hear him whining a little bit as he sort of steps over some of these darkspawn bodies.
Also, as we walk, I know everyone is on the lookout, but I want to be an extra lookout for like an ambush specifically. Like that would be a good spot for an ambush, and that would be,
Yeah.
you know.
I've always got my
You
ears
roll a
up.
perception check for me just for an overall.
Okay.
Yeah,
thing.
I'm always listening for any footsteps, anything.
Okay.
11.
11. Okay. And again, you hear sort of what Harvey hears. You hear that chattering. Those footsteps, almost like an echo. This place seems to echo a lot with this emptiness. You walk through this city, and this city is huge. This is bigger than Orzammar. This could be one of the biggest cities you've ever seen. With that mixture of dwarven and elven architecture blended together. You see little tributes to both cultures. And as you walk along the ground, you see rivets, almost like channels in the ground. You suspect something ran through here at time, whether it was molten metal, water, or something else. But it all seems to funnel almost like a spider web across the floor, off in the direction Trouble is taking you. And Harbeck, that cube in your pocket, you hear it whispering.
Do I hear what it's saying?
First of all, it starts to whisper your name.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear it whisper to Rael's name. You just hear, Rael.
He kind of stops for a second. And he looks around. But then he just sort of refocuses and keeps following Trouble.
And as you follow Trouble, you hear it start to talk. None of the rest of you do, only Harbeck. You just hear, you've brought me back. You've brought me home. Now we can start again. Now I can start again.
I think as everyone's proceeding through this dark, like, quiet city with just the chattering in the background and the overall echo, you just hear Harbeck sort of say, unprompted, just, start what?
And there's that low chuckle again. And it rumbles. It's more like you feel it, almost like you're laughing, like it's in your own chest.
Hmm.
And it's a deep voice. A very deep voice. And as all of you, Harbeck, you may not notice this straight away as you are distracted. The rest of you, you start to see red lyrium growing out of the walls. It's already there. You just see small shards of it poking from the rock.
That's never a good sign.
See Alia shake her head a couple of times, but she seems fine.
Alice. I'll walk up and just kind of put an arm on Alia's shoulder. All right.
I'm fine. It's just you can hear it more here. But you can all hear this. You can all hear whispers coming from these huge red shards with this energy that's almost radiating off of them.
Since I'm walking up with Harbeck, he seems to be talking to himself. You hearing voices again, boy?
Yeah. Louder this time.
Did he tell you what he wanted to start?
No, he just started laughing. It's generally what he does.
That's a bad sign.
Don't like that
Yeah,
thing.
usually.
She's just kind
Are
of
you
happy.
feeling okay?
I feel great. I feel awesome.
Oh,
I'm not
Insight check.
inside.
Like, check.
Well, it's fine for you to be carrying it around, I guess, for now, but try to engage it a little less. And
Be careful of it.
Yeah.
And I just kind of gesture to the burn hole that's in my pants. I don't think it likes anyone else.
as far as
Yeah.
I know, whispering isn't a good sign, and the more you listen, the louder it'll get. So try to get it out of your head.
Yeah, that's good advice.
As you continue to walk down this tunnel sort of pathway place, you see more and more of this red lyrium around.
Also, I
Real.
picked a thing last week that makes me re-roll when I do like inside checks and stuff like that, and I rolled 3 6s. Harbeck, what's going on? Tell me all your secrets.
Tell me everything about yourself. Yeah, you get the sense that he is more or less fine in regards to what's going on with the cube. He doesn't feel like he's becoming possessed or anything. He is much more scared than he's letting on.
Okay, so the fine part was just like a little bit of you are fine, but hiding your fear for what
Yeah.
might happen. Okay, cool.
Oh boy.
This is the best roll. Why did I roll the best roll in an inside check on my own party member?
It'd be
Why
like
does
that
this
sometimes.
always happen to me?
On this path, as I said, you see the red lyrium. Ahead of you, you see a huge creature, man, made of stone. Not looking at you, just walking past. You hear that
Wow. All this gold is
that
for
you
me?
feel the footsteps. This is big. As dwarves, you know what this is. You haven't seen one for, if ever, actually, seen any of these golems before. This huge man of stone strides across your path. And Harbeck, there's that voice. Again, just in your head this time, though you suspect the whispers can be heard louder than before. Thank you for returning me. And now we need the sacrifice.
Well,
Also, thank you very much, Isriva, who just donated so that the dog can get a minor magical item.
I will sort that. It's like, I will sort that.
Typical Isriva.
It's what he deserves.
He does.
The best boy.
Yeah.
Oh, I know exactly.
He's gonna be like the hero of this campaign.
I swear
Oh,
to
yeah.
God, if the dog gets magical leather armor and I don't, I'm gonna be absolutely furious.
It's
Do it,
not.
Alice. Do
It's
it.
not.
Do it.
Do it.
But you
What have I
do
done?
hear that voice, Harbeck, that we
Mhm.
need the sacrifice.
I trail.
Is this so? This golem just like walked past us.
It walked past you. It's not paid any attention.
Yeah.
You're not sure if it's seen you or not. It's just disinterested.
Harbeck kind of snaps to attention when he hears that, and then he looks at Trouble and he says, "All right, Trouble, double time. We gotta get back to him now."
And there's that laugh again. I have returned. Thank you. Thank you, soldiers, my servants, my subjects, my children. Beg that I succeed, for I have seen the throne of the gods, and it was empty. I am the conductor. We will succeed. And that is where we'll leave Dragon Age this week.
Terrell, hold on.
Bye.
Alice, can I ask you to reconsider?
Counter argument.
No, my boy! I abandoned my boy!
Boy, I just want to see you.
I will hand back over to Scrap. I'm very sorry if any voices sounded weird or if we finish a bit early. I am losing my voice. I'm just, yeah.
That's fair.
Well, what an ending. Well, everyone, the bot is going to be spamming you with all of our links again, all of our social links, all the places you can find us and support us, all of our sponsor information, and where you can get discounts online. Just click straight on the links and use the codes in the panels below the screen. The cast will be heading over to the Discord. We'll be in curriculum in the Children of Thedas chat, talking about our favourite parts and things. And we look forward to seeing you there. Until next time, keep on evoking emotions, and yeah, I don't think we got a raid cry for the thing, so we'll just do a thing. Catch you
Yell
later.
trouble.
Just yell trouble.
Bye.
Trouble, that'll do. Catch you later. Bye.